Hey, folks. Welcome to a new members group Inner Circle. The way it works here is that it's open mic night. Whatever you folks want to talk about, you have symbols you want me to go over, I'm here for you. It's your time, and you dictate the agenda. Uh, so if you have something for me to go over, more than happy to do so. Pop the symbols in. And I do have one of our gold members submitted for me some symbols to go over. So I'm going to go over those first. These are for Manoj, and we're going to go over his symbols first. Okay, I just had to fire up something here. Okay, so he's got. Oh, before we go over to his charts, Bitcoin is really catching a bid here. It's up about $100 more than where it was only a few minutes ago. So it's on in fuego, and it just hit a new session high. It's a bit overbought. You have a diverging RSI here. Wow, it's really starting to pick up now. So Bitcoin looking good into the new trading week. Note this diverging RSI. It's moving lower while price is moving higher. That's not good, but it's a 1 minute chart. I mean, I'm not a day trader, but just an observation I thought I'd share. Back to the 4 hour. We'll set that up. Now let's go over to the symbols that were requested. And again, folks, for those just joining in, please enter your symbols in the box. Or if you have any questions, you want me to go over anything, please drop it in there. And this time is yours. The first symbol up is CHWY. There's not much data here. It's a new issue. Okay, so we'll do our best here. Weekly view. We broke out the week of November the 25th. Higher highs. We hit a little bit of resistance up here. And I bet you, yep, it does. Coincides exactly with where you had support back here in July and into August. Now it's acting as resistance. So for me, it's critical that we close above. Let's negotiate this. 30.16 per share. And that would have us comfortably above a resistance level. Okay. Keep that active. 10 days. Twice. Sensitivity low. Good. Set it and forget it. Copy link. Hey, Patrick. GLOP, you got it. GLP doing okay from bottom. Cool. We'll take a look at that. All right, let's go back. We'll do a deeper dive here. You know, I love going over the charts in the open session in Sunday Night Stock Market Futures Live, but a lot of them aren't members, and I like to do a deep dive. I'd love to do it for everybody. I just don't have the time. I feel bad that I can't, but I just don't have the time to do it. I'd rather dedicate the time to analysis for this period here with members. All right, so daily chart, again, we have resistance here. I'm going to stick with that $30.16 level. A close above that level, that would be a buy, especially on a weekly basis. So at current, it's kind of in no man's land here. You know that we have, let's overlay weekly overlays. Of course, it's not showing. You have to take my word for it. Right here is resistance. Okay, and that's the daily chart. He had a couple of other ones. CGC, I believe it is. Yeah, CGC. That's Canopy Growth. Let's do a deep dive. Higher level view first. So it looks like the bloodletting has subsided a bit here. Why do I have two of these? Two Stokes. What's going on? I clicked something. Okay, that's better. All right, so we broke out of this downtrend channel. We never hit, I still have an alert set here, this support level. I think that it's still very, very possible that we do pull back. You're seeing a lot of resistance. Here, even if you wanted to move this up here, I mean, there's a lot of resistance at this level. So the best thing for this stock is either a close above 22.10 on a weekly basis or a pullback. And ideally, this would be the best risk-reward entry point, is a pullback to 13.26. I know it seems like a long way, but weak stocks tend to get weaker. Here's a monthly chart. And that would be a great risk-reward entry point. Stokes are hooking up, but if you get that double bottom setup, that W formation form, it can take you down to this key support level. That would be a double bottom retest. That would be very, very nice. So CGC, I'm not liking. I need to see a close above 22.10. I'll create an alert. I don't care if it touches. I don't care if it bounces. Okay. Pop that in there. Daily view. All right, so on a daily basis, I think that we're probably going to... Artie Cologne jumped in. CBTCC at 820. Yeah, I think so. I'll go over that symbol. I remember that vaguely. It was early in the morning, I think. All right, so daily chart. Manoj, you're going to catch this on the replay. So it looks as though we're going to break out here. I think that we're going to retest this resistance level yet again. Again, if you get a close above it, on a weekly basis, you want to see a weekly close above this resistance level, you could enter it. But I think that in all probability, you're going to get a move higher. In fact, we already did break out. We broke out on Friday on a daily chart. So we'll rally up here. You know, not much, unless you're day trading it, not much reward for the risk that you're taking on. Ideally, again, I'd rather wait for the pullback or a breakout, one of the two. I would show patience here. The sector is in a lot of trouble. A lot of technical damage has been done here, and you're going to get opportunities. Just when you think that it can't go lower, it'll go lower. It's a bubble. Let's go to RCEL. This is the last one for Manoj. RCEL. Okay. Oof. This is a mover. Brand new issue. I mean, it's only been around for a little over a year. Again, not much data. I'll tell you, on a monthly basis, there's a lot of indecision up here. These are spinning tops. If you get another monthly close looking like these two, you're probably going to get a pullback. You don't want to see signs of indecision at all-time highs. Weekly view. Weekly chart looks good. We broke out last week. So you can buy it as a momentum trade on a new weekly high. You're going to have resistance up here at about 10.30 per share. Or if you wanted to wait, I don't know if you're going to get it or not. You're probably not. For pullback down here to do a retest, you're probably not going to get it. This would appear to be a continuation trade on a new weekly high. Look to book profits up here at around $10.35. But just keep in mind, you got some stiff resistance up there. As noted by this wick right here. And you have another one right here. So 934 is resistance, 980 is resistance. But if we clear those levels, you're coming up to $10.35. It's an upper band of a rising uptrend channel, so it could move higher as time goes by. Hey, Richard. Please cover CHWY and MU, Micron. I just did CHWY. That's the funniest thing. Did you see that, Richard, or no? Okay. GLOP for Patrick. I want to do something here. I like how we bounced off of this lower band of support. That's bullish. Let's throw up some monthly overlays. On a weekly basis. Okay. Yeah, so when we bottomed out the week of December the 2nd, we bounced off of a weekly support level in solid green and monthly support in dashed blue. Nice. Let's go to a daily chart. Higher lows. Nice. We broke out last week above resistance. The chart looks good. Is this a nat gas levered play, Patrick? Okay, Richard. If it is, Let's do this. I see. Okay. Gotcha. All right. So it looks like we're coming off an extreme oversold condition on a weekly basis. I want to check something out here. I want to see if there's a correlation. Let's go to a monthly view. They're not that correlated, surprisingly enough. Nat gas, I overlaid nat gas price versus GLOP. And there's not that much in terms of correlation. Okay. So we could analyze the shares on their own merits. You know, sticking with this chart for a moment. Again, from a monthly view, a nice reversal month. We were trading down below the third standard deviation Bollinger Band. Very nice reversal month. We probably still have some more fuel in the tank here. Pardon the pun. But what I do worry about is this. You could see how this area has been resistance and support in the past. So from a risk-reward perspective, I would be nervous that, yeah, we'll probably move up higher yet again to challenge the 1635 level. But the question is, do we close above it? Or is that a good place if you're long that current to book profits and then step back and wait and see whether or not in subsequent weeks we close above that 1635 mark, re-enter the trade, put a stop loss right below it, and you have very little downside with a lot of upside, if that makes sense. So that would be my play here. So I think that there is, again, still more room to the upside. Let's go to a daily chart. Yeah. Yeah. So nice bull flag setup here. I mean, this is classic. Really nice. And we broke out on Thursday, Friday, a down day. I think we still press up higher here, but again, I'm going to refer you back to that weekly chart. You have resistance up there. Just be careful. Let me send you over. I don't think stock charts transfers over well here. Now, they won't let me transfer the chart. It ticks me off. Here, you know what I'll do? Let's see if we can do the URL. Yeah, that took. Okay, what else do we have up? Richard, you had another. Oh, Micron. Micron. I can already tell it's looking good. Just by the indicators. get rid of this. Okay. All right, so I think it's a great chart. The problem is an obvious one, and that is that we are bouncing off of the third standard deviation Bollinger Band. To initiate a new trade, out of the question to do so. Too much risk. It had a similar setup back here. It doesn't mean it can't move up higher, but for the obvious reasons, I couldn't open up a new position. If you're currently long, I would just I would use a trailing stop. That's what I would do, and let the market take you out. The best thing that could probably happen from a long-term perspective to keep this rally going is for just a sideways week. Not much in terms of price action, and it just releases this pressure, this upward pressure, and then it gives it room to move up higher. You don't have the technicians leaning into the short side on it. But otherwise, a very, very nice setup here. $58.15 is the next stop. And it's probably going to get there. Let's go to a daily chart real quick. Here, I'll pop this in just in case you want it. MU. Yeah, so be careful here. What you're seeing is it looks like a lot of churning. Take note of the volume. Volume, outstanding volume. Exactly what you want to see. Negative divergence on Ultimate Oscillator. And what you're seeing is this. Is that every time you see a spike up higher, sellers are moving in. And they're booking profits. And you're seeing filled candlesticks. A lot of topping action going on here. Large wick. Filled candlestick, doji formation. Yes, they gapped it up higher, but this is the season of silliness, right? So I have to put a caveat on any price action that's overly bullish this time of year. Let's see how it pans out into the new year, whether or not these shares could really maintain this momentum. I think that we're going to get a pullback fairly soon here on Micron. Topping action on Friday after a hollow filled candlestick. Let's go to a 4-hour chart. Looks like short covering gaps higher. Look at the divergences here. ADX, green, lower highs. Ultimate Oscillator, 4-hour basis. We're putting in new highs, right? You have a negative divergence on a daily basis and on a 4-hour basis on Ultimate Oscillator. Lower highs on Stokes. I think you're going to get a pullback here fairly soon. So I would just be careful. Are you currently long of this? Richard, what's your plan? What's your thoughts here? Let's drill down even further. Let's go to a 2-hour chart. I just have to tell you that since I joined on this market, I 3x my normal trading account. You're very welcome. Thank you for that. Thank you very much. I'm glad I can help. You just made my day, my week. Thank you very much, Richard. Appreciate the feedback. Very much. I just got goosebumps on my arm. Thank you. So yeah, I would just be careful here, Richard. The 2 hour chart is weakening up quite a bit, and it doesn't mean they can't gap it up higher tomorrow. Again, it's silly season. All right, note the wicks. Here, take a look at this Stochk RSI, lower highs breaking down with lower lows. You're seeing more and more as you drill down in time frames to shorter time frames. You're seeing the down volume bars rising more, and they really exerted themselves here on Friday as volume bars rose to the downside. Lower highs, ultimate oscillator. There goes that divergence again. Lower MACD, lower highs. You're beginning to see a breakdown here. The very early stages of a breakdown. And don't forget that weekly chart with the Bollinger Band, the third standard deviation Bollinger Band. So there's a lot of froth here. And again, it doesn't mean that they can't prop it up higher. But if they do, I bet you that if they do this, let me go, let's save changes. We'll save the chart, upload. Let's go back to that weekly chart for a moment. Were I so inclined to want to short Micron, here's the play that I would do if the situation presented itself. I would wait till we hit that 58.15 mark, and I would short right into it. If they allowed these shares to continue higher at current, the way they're trending right now without a pullback, I would be leaning into the short side at 58.15. So guys out there are going to be thinking like that, so just be careful, please. Oh, good for you. Nice profit. Good for you. All right. Do I have any other symbols out there? Oh, that's right. GBTC. Oh, that's right. Grayscale. Right. I even have that saved. I don't think it's this chart I went over. I think I have it on my other list. Maybe I used TrendSpider. All right. So let's do as we normally do. Let's go with a weekly view. Yeah, really nice, man. So here is a beautiful setup. All right, so last week we sold off hard into the week. And we reversed, right? We had a bullish key reversal on the week. Now, what we're setting up for here is a nice cup handle formation. And this tracks, not tick for tick, but it tracks Bitcoin. So in all probability, you're going to see a gap up higher tomorrow because at current, let's check back in with Bitcoin. It's up over 5% at current. It's a bit overbought here. So it may pull back by early morning. But Bitcoin's looking good. Now, if you take a look at Bitcoin on a weekly basis, it looks very similar. The difference is that Bitcoin has been at last week's lows before. See how it closed out last week? It had been there a number of times before in prior weeks, so it's been consolidating at that level. So that's why I feel confident that you'll probably see a move up higher as well this week on Grayscale, because we've seen so much. Let's overlay these two. We could do it two ways. We'll go with the correlation first. We'll do above price. Let's go with gold. Why is that not gold? Correlation. Okay. So, with the exception of back here, for whatever reason, for the most part, these two trade in lockstep, right? Correlation is pretty much right on point. Not 100%, but on point. So, expect a gap up higher tomorrow on Bitcoin and, not Bitcoin, on GBTC, Grayscale. I like it. What else do we have here? Yeah. Me personally, I bought Bitcoin. If I bought Bitcoin, I would probably be okay with Grayscale. I mean, again, the correlation is very high. If you're above zero, which for the most part this has been, that shows a correlation, and it's undeniable that there is a huge correlation between the two. So as goes Bitcoin goes, so goes GBTC. Price performance, let's put GBTC as an overlay. This is just another way to take a look at it. Behind price, we'll make it gold. And here you have it. I mean, let's pull back and go to a monthly chart to clean it up, take out a bit of the noise. The correlation is undeniable, right? You don't get much more correlated than this. So I'm pretty confident that GBTC is going to pop up higher tomorrow. And as a matter of fact, looking at the monthly chart of Bitcoin, I mean, at current, it's looking like a monster. We just turned positive for the month on Bitcoin. And we still have a few trading days left to go. So I like it, Patrick. I think it looks good. Anybody have any other symbols they want me to go over? Questions? Anything about the stocks we're watching for the coming week? And I'll wait for the replies. I know there's a delay. I'll check back in on the futures. The dollar's still strong. Son of a gun. Check in with gold. Okay. Good luck with that, Patrick. Just keep in mind on a 4-hour basis, if Bitcoin doesn't, if Bitcoin doesn't pull back tonight, it'll probably pull back tomorrow. That means that any gap up higher on Grayscale, as Bitcoin pulls back, so will Grayscale. So just keep an eye on the 4-hour chart. See whether or not the froth has been taken off of Bitcoin before you go into that trade. That's what I would do personally. So just keep that in mind if you would. And with that, folks, I am going to say good night to you. And if everybody's going to, or if any of you are going to not be around this week, please have a very, very happy holiday, Hanukkah, Christmas, whatever, Kwanzaa, with your family. Enjoy it. And everybody have a great night. I will be working this week, as always, and I'll be in contact. If you have any questions, shoot me an email, leave a message in the forum, and I'll get back to you, all right? Everybody have a great night. Talk to you tomorrow. Be well.